Donald Trump intends to put the debt, the 37 trillion national debt, into the cloud. A crypto cloud. Now, Michael Saylor once advised Donald Trump to sell off all the gold reserve and buy Bitcoin. It didn't happen, but that's what, he was told to do by Michael Saylor. And that's a way of crippling our enemies, he said. Well, to cripple every single country that actually has any gold. Plain and simple. So it was quite, how to put it, not very friendly, to say the least. Now, one of Putin's advisors has basically let slip that Trump intends to put the national debt into a crypto cloud. Transferring the national debt into a crypto cloud. 37 trillion. And using stablecoin and Bitcoin, effectively. Now, it basically means a total financial reset in the United States. And this would absolutely cripple other countries that have secured their money, they've invested in the dollar, in US securities. It'll plummet, wouldn't it? The value of the dollar plummet, the value of the debt would plummet. And all of a sudden, there's less debt. Other ways you can do it, obviously, is by printing more money, then you increase inflation, and then that also devalues the dollar. But it's a bit underhand, wouldn't you say? It really is. And also, it doesn't give you any security in the future. And especially in a period of war, for instance, if we do end up in World War III, with Russia maybe, I'm just putting it out there. If we do end up in a war economy, we will need that gold. You see, it's all very well having stuff floating around in the ether on all these servers around the world, mining and God knows what else. What happens when there's war and all the connections get cut off and places get bombed and shit like that? What happens then? To me, it sounds like a massive problem. We're already in effectively a cold war with Russia, aren't we? I would say so. I would say the world's in a cold war with the United States at the moment, including the European Union and Canada and Mexico and every single country out there that is trying to deal with the United States when they are literally trying to hurt everybody. That's what they're trying to do. They're also hurting themselves. But it's like a complete shake-up of the trading environment. And if you get that with the national debt as well, the United States is turning into billionaire mates. It really is. And the unfortunate thing of that is it leaves a sour taste in people's mouths when they lose money, lose relationships. And then obviously you've got all this going on with ICE as well. Relationships yet again with other countries, other nationalities. Canadian, elbows up, Canadian people being detained in the United States. 150 of them, where are they, People are dying in ICE custody. Also breaking down our relationship with the United States and the United States' relationship with all these other countries. Never mind what so-called peace deal in Egypt, for which Donald Trump did not draft that deal. Is it GEE? There's about six countries involved in that. Not the United States. He might have signed it off. But that's because he's supplying backing. No, so that's all bollocks. The whole thing's fucking bollocks. And then you got what happened the other day. When Donald Trump basically threatened China with another 100% tariffs, because obviously the rare earths and what have you. He just grabbed that one out of the air, by the way. And 100% tariffs on China, all of a sudden, well, crypto plummeted, didn't it? Just like that. Flatlined almost. And it's... People's wallets, empty. People lost huge amounts of money. Crypto. Overnight. And people were killing themselves. One geezer was found dead in his Lamborghini. You know? And you obviously got all the small traders, small people investing in crypto. They're all suffering. And then what does he do? He then, Donald Trump that is, the orange one shits and pants, and he then tells via one of his fucking lie social posts, oh, don't worry, China, we're not going to hurt your words to that effect. And all of a sudden, it comes back again. This is insider trading. I guarantee you, they've bought, when it plummeted, they'd have bought a shitload of it, and then I just got to say this now, and all of a sudden it's up again and made shitloads of money on crypto. Insider trading for him and his friends. If you've got money, it makes money. He's done it about 3 or 4 times now since he's been in power. Shock the market, lift it up. Anyway, what say you? Please leave in the comments down below. Do you think he'll actually go ahead with this and put the national debt into the cloud, so to speak? Like the stablecoin and Bitcoin? I think it's a massive mistake. Massive mistake. It's alright when you've got stability, but oh, freaking hell, it's so volatile. Anyway, it's time for me to go and say toodaloo now. You're going to say toodaloo, toodaloo, say toodaloo. So toodaloo, you got a wave. Yes, I'm making you wave. I know you don't want to because you're sleepy, but yeah, wave. Anyway, have a lovely day. Please beat the old like button.